You think love excuses everything until one day you wake up and can't remember who you were before the slow sinking started. Walk away now, because those tiny acts she's doing, they're not harmless. They're the slow theft of your dignity. Listen, this isn't drama, it's a map. If you spot these 8 red flags, don't negotiate, don't hope, get out. Hit subscribe, like the video if you want blunt, useful truth, and drop a comment where you're watching from. I want to know how many men need this wake-up call. 1, she flirts like it's normal. Even when you're right there, it starts small. A smile at the waiter. A playful giggle at some stranger's joke. You tell yourself it's nothing. She's just being friendly. But let me tell you something. When a woman is committed, she doesn't scatter her energy like confetti. She doesn't need outside attention when she has respect for the man next to her. Here's the danger. The moment you ignore it, you silently approve it. That one-time friendly laugh turns into a pattern, and that pattern becomes a rehearsal for betrayal. You think you're being secure, chill, confident, but in her mind, she's testing boundaries, and you just failed the test. I once knew a guy who brushed it off. His girlfriend would openly flirt with co-workers, even text late at night. He thought, she's with me, so it's harmless. A year later, she left him for one of the guys she was just friends with. His mistake wasn't that she flirted. His mistake was tolerating it. You need to understand, respect is the core of desire. If she needs other men's validation to feel alive, you're not her priority. You're her placeholder. And the worst part, the longer you stay, the more you'll shrink. You'll start doubting yourself, trying harder, competing with shadows you can't even see. Flirting isn't just a laugh, it's a choice. And a woman who truly values you chooses to keep her energy focused on you. If she can't do that, walk away. Because a man who values himself doesn't fight for scraps of attention. He demands loyalty or he leaves. 2, her phone is a fortress. Every relationship has boundaries. Privacy is fine, but secrecy, that's poison. Watch her with her phone. If every time you walk by, she tilts it down. If she stiffens when you casually ask who she's texting, if she grabs it like you're trying to steal gold, don't lie to yourself. That's not just her space, that's a wall. I know men who live like detectives in their own relationships. She guards her phone tighter than a diary, and he spends sleepless nights guessing what's inside. But let's be real, if you share a bed, a home, maybe even your future, but she can't share the smallest piece of transparency, what do you really have? It doesn't mean you need to snoop. It's not about control. It's about openness. A healthy partner has nothing to hide. If she reacts defensive or sharp every time the phone comes up, that's secrecy. And secrecy always signals disrespect. Some men say, but everyone deserves privacy. Yes, but there's a line. Privacy isn't snatching the phone away or deleting messages the second you walk in. That's deception. And here's the truth. If her phone feels like a vault, you're not in love. You're waiting in line to be betrayed. 3, she won't define the relationship. You've been seeing her for months, dinners, nights out, hours on the phone, but every time you ask, so, what are we? She dodges. I don't like labels. Let's not rush. Why ruin what we have? Listen closely. A woman who wants you will not hesitate to claim you. She'll be proud to call you her man. When she avoids defining things, it's not fear, it's not confusion, it's a decision. She's keeping you in limbo, close enough to enjoy your attention, but far enough to keep her options open. I've seen this trap destroy men's confidence. They wait, thinking patience will pay off. Months turn into years, and still no title, no clarity. Meanwhile, she introduces you as a friend, keeps her dating apps active, and tells you to just go with the flow. But relationships aren't built on uncertainty. They're built on clarity. And if she refuses to define you, she already has. You're not her partner. You're her convenience. A man who knows his worth doesn't beg for labels. He knows if she's not proud to claim him, then she's silently rejecting him. Don't settle for being a placeholder. Walk away. 4. It's always one-sided care. Here's how you know you're the one texting first, planning dates, noticing when something's wrong. She doesn't ask how you're doing. She doesn't show up when you're down. She takes but never gives. That's not a relationship, that's a transaction. And the longer you stay, the more drained you become. Pouring love into someone who sees you as a service, not a partner. True care isn't grand gestures, it's the small things. A message that says, I'm thinking of you. A hand on your shoulder when you're stressed. The willingness to listen when you're silent. If she never gives, if she's only there when she needs, then she doesn't value you. She values what she gets from you. And if you ignore this, you'll end up chasing a ghost of affection that doesn't exist. Remember, love is mutual investment. If it feels one-sided, it is. Don't let your soul be drained dry for someone who won't even notice. 5. She breaks promises like they mean nothing. Promises are small contracts. I'll call you. I'll be there. I'll handle it. They sound simple, but when repeated, they form the foundation of trust. Now watch closely. If she constantly says things and never follows through, that's not forgetfulness, that's disregard. She's telling you your time, your trust, your expectations don't matter. I knew a man who kept excusing it. She'd cancel plans last minute, forget important dates, and laugh it off. Oh, I just forgot. He convinced himself she'd improve. But years later, he realized the truth. She never saw him as important enough to keep her word. Broken promises erode respect. Every time she fails, you lower your expectations until one day you don't even expect her to show up anymore. And by then, the relationship is empty. Respect isn't what she says in sweet words, it's whether she delivers. If her words are empty, the relationship is too. 6. You're always the backup plan. This one cuts deep. Life gets busy. Sure, work, family, obligations. But here's the truth. People make time for what matters. If weeks go by and you're always squeezed into the leftover corners of her life, you're not a priority. You tell yourself she's stressed, she's busy, but look closely. She has time for friends, time for endless scrolling, time for everything except you. Real love carves space, no matter the chaos. Even 5 minutes of genuine effort, a quick call, a simple, I miss you. If she can't or won't do that, she's not your partner. You're her convenience. A man who values himself, doesn't accept scraps of time, don't confuse excuses for effort. If you're always last, it's because she chose to put you there. 7. Double standards. Here's the play. She goes out whenever she wants, but when you make plans, she calls you distant. She keeps her phone private, but demands full access to yours. She expects freedom, but chains you with rules. This isn't love, it's control. And the moment you accept it, you hand away your respect. Men often think, if I compromise, she'll calm down. But compromise in a one-way system is submission. The peace only exists for her. You're carrying the weight while she enjoys the freedom. Equality is simple. What's good for her should be good for you. If the rules don't apply both ways, you're not partners. You're her subordinate. Don to tolerate it. 8. She breaks you down with words. It doesn't start with screaming. It starts with little cuts. A sarcastic comment, a joke at your expense, a dismissive jab about your work, your looks, your dreams. You laugh it off. Tell yourself it's harmless. But over time, those words sink deep. They chip away at your confidence until one day you're not the man you used to be. This isn't love, it's erosion. A partner who loves you lifts you higher. She doesn't use sarcasm as a weapon. I've seen men shrink under constant verbal cuts. They start doubting their worth, apologizing for everything, believing they're never enough. That's not a relationship. That's emotional demolition. Respect in words is non-negotiable. If she can't speak to you with dignity, she doesn't value you. Don't wait until you're hollow. Walk away before your spirit is gone. You've just heard 8 red flags that no man should ever excuse. And listen carefully. These aren't quirks. These aren't just her personality. These are warnings. Each one chips away at your dignity, your confidence, your peace. And if you stay, you're not proving loyalty. You're signing up for slow destruction. Walking away doesn't mean you lost. Walking away means you finally chose yourself. A woman who truly values you won't force you to fight for respect. She won't make you doubt yourself. She won't shrink you down to feel bigger. Real love builds, it doesn't break. So, if any of these signs sound familiar, stop waiting for change. Change won't come. Strength comes when you step away. Now, I want to hear from you. Which red flag hit the hardest? Drop it in the comments. Your story might be the exact wake-up call another man needs tonight. And if this message spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe for more hard truths that most men never hear but absolutely need. Like this video to spread it further. Share it with someone who's struggling in silence. Remember this, you deserve love that makes you stronger, never weaker. Choose peace, choose respect.